What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I took all this surface rust off of my router bits, and they're also full of gunk. I'm going to use the product from Boeshield. Stuff's really good. It's like 20 bucks. You can get this pack. Got it at my local Rockler. So let's get all this rust off here before it starts to corrode my bits and I have to go buy new ones. So as you can see in some of this, the router bits are not terrible. They don't have any pitching yet on them. Right now it's just surface rust, but like I said, I want to get all that stuff removed before it does actually ruin the bit. I would say this bit is actually my worst one because it's probably my most used one, and then followed by a keyhole as well as pretty bad. I don't even know how that one got bad, but since I don't have my shop heated and cooled, you know, for living in Missouri, they do get pretty bad, so I try to stay up on top of these. It's the reason why I like to use the Boeshield, because the stuff works really well. So some of them I'm gonna have to soak, but most of them I can probably just get off with a toothbrush and actually just spray it on there. So I'm gonna start with getting the ones that are really bad, and then I'll work on the ones that are not as bad, and I'll just spray it on there, and it probably should just wipe right off. So since I said I wanted to start with the real bad ones first, these are gonna be the ones that I start with. I'm going to use the rust and stain remover, and of course I'm going to use the resin gum and pitch remover too. I like to just kind of mix this stuff together, spray it all over it, nice and neat. Stuff kind of smells like degreaser too. Yeah, I know I should be wearing gloves, but I'm a carpenter during my regular job, so this really doesn't affect my hands all that much. This stuff just stinks, the resin, gum, and pitch remover. Ugh, such a bad smell. You can already see that it's already starting to rub off of there, just really that quick. And I recommend having the windows open and a fan blowing so you can't smell this stuff, because it's terrible. I don't know if you're supposed to mix this stuff together, but I always have, and I feel like I get the best results. Alright, these other ones are not that bad. So these can all probably just be cleaned with just the brush and just spray it on there and then wipe it down. Those soak, and you can really start to see it. The water at the bottom is already starting to get dirty. So I know it's working really good. So these ones can really just be wiped down. I'm just going to probably use the resin gum and pitch remover for this. Stuff works really awesome. Instantly. Already looks like a brand new bit. I don't use this bit that often just because I don't have the need for these bigger flush trim bits. Used it 3 or 4 times, but as you can see, that looks brand new to me. It's crazy how fast this stuff works too. Probably should show exactly what it looks like before I clean it, so you can really see what it does look like before I do put the cleaner on there. As you can see, that one too. Super clean. Another thing too is I don't like to keep all that dust on there too, because eventually it starts to work its way in. So if I can just keep it cleaned, do this like once a month, sometimes even twice a month, it really helps. Makes the router bit last longer. Keeps all the rust off of it and all surface rust from the humidity changes, because here in Missouri, during the winter, we could get a foot of snow, and then the next day it's like 70 degrees and all the snow melts. Yeah, so if you ever want to move to Missouri, don't. Because just the weather is bipolar. And the weatherman has the best job in the world, because he can't predict really the Missouri weather, because it's that bad. Look at that. It's insane how good that stuff works. I mean, that looks like a brand new bit. Same thing. All right, let's get one with a little bit more rust on it so you can see how fast it works. So that's got a pretty good amount on it. Not terrible. I'll use the rust remover on this because it does got a little bit of rust on it. You can see as I'm going already how quick that is. So of course, the longer you let it sit, the better it is. Good old clean, wipe down. Use the brush. Get all that pitch in there. I don't use really too many softwoods, so the pitch is not terrible on it. Now, if you use this on pine, it would be pitch heaven in there, but I really don't use it that much on pine. You can see. So I'll just go through, spray the resin gum and pitch remover actual on the blade where it cuts, and the rust remover. You don't even need that much of this stuff because it works that well. Some of these bits are just gonna be really quick because they're not bad at all. But the ones I do use almost on a daily basis do get pretty bad pretty quick. So that one. So now, while I'm cleaning these, since I just cleaned a roundover bit and now I just cleaned a chamfer, are you guys team chamfer or team roundover? I'd actually like to know that in the comments, because personally, I like a roundover at top and a chamfer at the bottom to ease that edge to make it look smaller, but that's just my style. Some people are definitely not like that, but hey, I'm open to your opinion. And let me know what you think. This was actually one of my very first router bits. It's out of a cheap Ryobi set, and the thing is actually pretty decent. This one's that you get at Home Depot. It's like a 4-pack or a 5-pack. It's like 20 bucks. Gives you like a roundover, an OG, a chamfer, a straight bit, I think. It's actually been a really good router bit. It's still super sharp too. I don't use this. I believe this is an OG, yeah. I don't use it that often, but when I do use it, it's nice. Nice and clean on that one too. I'll also let these air dry, and then I'll go back through and I'll just rinse this off. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but I've just always done that, and it helps. And then, of course, I like to spray the rust and corrosion protectant on it, and it really helps. And then I'll also use it on a scrap piece, so if it does affect the material, it actually won't be on my piece, it'll be on the test piece, just to wear it off of there. There we go. So, probably go back through. These are looking really good. See how clean they came. So I'm trying to keep this video in a live format. Of course, I did just stop the video. I gave it another probably like 3 or 4 minutes just for this stuff to really penetrate into it and to clean it. Really probably didn't even need that, but I just like to do it so I don't have to respray it and wait for it to go back on there. But if you remember what this looked like before, this thing was pretty covered in rust. And by the way, this is just the way that I do it. I didn't even read the instructions, but on the back, which if you feel comfortable reading the instructions, go ahead. But this is just the way I do it, and it's always worked for me. It hasn't ruined any of my bits. And I've been using this stuff for a little bit. Works really good. Look at all that. Its rust is gone. Nice and clean. Let's see, that one bit that was really bad, which was this one. I haven't even scrubbed it yet. It's already gone. I'm almost kind of amazed because it's actually fun to go through and actually do this to all your bits. And once you get into a zone of getting this type of stuff off of there, you start to go back and you do your table saw again, and you do all of your cast iron in your shop, and it just makes everything look nice. Protects your tools. Look at that. Insane how good that stuff works. There's that one. I only got a couple left. Try to go a little quicker so I'm not boring you too bad, because it is just cleaning it off of there. But so far, what do you guys think? Do you think it's worth 20, 25 bucks, whatever exactly it is, to have all your tools? Because, you know, one router bit costs $20, $25, and those are the ones, the cheap ones like Diablo and the Bosch from either Lowe's or Home Depot. You get up into the more expensive ones like Whiteside. And, you know, from Bits and Bits, all their bits from them, you start to want to be able to protect them a little better, because spending 25 bucks or 20 bucks, whatever it is, to protect all of your bits, instead of just letting them rust and pitching, and then you chuck it up in your router and it's a weak point now because it's all rusted out. Yeah, some days I want to live. So there's that one. It's my old kid's toothbrush too. Hope she don't mind. God. See, I can't edit out all this because I'm not doing a voiceover, so you're gonna see exactly me talking, and I can't edit any of it out. So what I say is what I say. That one spins really nice now. Probably should actually tighten that up because it seems like it spins a little too good. So there it is. All of my bits are nice and clean. No surface rust on them. Pretty good amount of brownish color, being that this material is clear. So it's always good to see that. So I'm gonna let those air dry. I'll put a fan on them, let them dry out, and I'll go ahead and I'll put the rust and corrosion protectant on it. And my bits are nice and clean, ready to do some cool router action. So this is the stuff that I was talking about. Boeshield T9 rust and corrosion protectant. I was reading the back of it, and it actually says that it was developed by the Boeing company. Here in St. Louis, there's a big Boeing plant, which is really cool. I don't even know if they're even local to here, Boeshield, but I mean, they do sell it at my local Rockler, so It's really cool. Just reading the back of it, because it got me thinking. I don't ever read directions, so I said, well, since I'm doing a video on this, maybe I should. So I just spray it on there pretty heavy, and then I'll just wipe off the excess. You probably don't need this much, but I like to just be safe than sorry. Especially being that my shop is not climate controlled, so this stuff keeps it pretty much to a minimum. The reason why I'm using this piece of plywood is because I don't want all this stuff all over my work table, even though it's not the prettiest. I probably should refinish it, but we'll save that for a new day, because today is all about cleaning my bits and getting them nice and clean. So you can really see it brings back all the color in the bit and just makes it nice, because everybody likes a clean, shiny bit. God. I'll go back through and I'll also wipe off the excess again. Right now I'm just trying to get the majority of it. I'll use a different rag too. I don't ever reuse these rags because then it's all over my washer, so I just use old rags that I can get at a thrift store. Perfect shop towels. They're actually cheaper than shop towels too. But look at that bit. Brand new looking. Okay. Let that dry a little bit more. Keep the fan going on it, and I'll come back with a new towel and get that all nice and pretty. Alright. It's been a couple minutes. Get off all the excess. I feel like I'm doing one of those Ashanti furniture videos because he doesn't ever talk. And I really haven't talked in this video very much. Which, if you haven't seen his channel, I highly recommend it. The guy is like an incredible furniture maker. A lot of hand tool work. Really good. And he actually stays producing some really good furniture pieces and videos as well, which is cool. So if you haven't checked him out, I would highly suggest checking him out. Just like that, nice and clean. No rust buildup on them because I try to stay up on top of them, and it'll keep these bits going for a long time. So ta-da! I don't know what that was. And just like the video started, the video is going to end with me putting all the router bits back. I actually do have a video on how I built this router bit case, I should say. Super simple. Use a different couple of methods on how I did do it. I really like the walnut plugs on the side, which gives it some really cool character. Can't remember exactly where these went, so it'll drive me insane for a couple weeks until I figure out again exactly where everything goes. But until next time, thank you for watching. And if you haven't, please consider commenting, and subscribing on this video. It really helps my channel out. And I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.